Hi all, it's Elizabeth, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time to have a quick look at this video. And if there's anything in here that can make you create something new or give you a new technique, great. Otherwise, please enjoy what I have to present for you. Cheers. I'm just going to introduce you to painting postcards. So it's virtually a painting in the format of a postcard. So you can give this to people as a gift, which is usually nice, a particular subject of any kind. What it is actually a painting with incorporated prints. So it's a mixed media in a way, unless you've got really good hands to write calligraphy. We'll suggest that we do it a little bit different. Plain canvas, decide what you're going to do. If it's a birthday, you might want to do a painting of flowers, or if it's for a loved one or whatever. You may want to, if you're really good, you may want to do a little water scene or whatever entices you. What I did, I wanted to do a purple rose. Now purple rose is my partner's favourite colour, of course, but it has a lot of meaning. So I looked up on the net not only a picture of a rose, which I picked to be this, and I also looked up what purple rose meant, just as a nice little way to write something on the side. I came up with what it meant, and then I printed it. And I printed something that will suit the size of where I want to put it, and you'll see in a minute. I have already drawn my canvas, so I'll show you quickly what I mean. The image that you've seen before, this is a quick layout of it. So I've got a handheld rose, and I've left enough room here to actually put the saying that I want. Now I've done it in two colours, because I'm still not sure what I'm going to use, but I will cut that out and we will stick it on, and then we will glaze over the top, so it will be part of the painting when it's all finished. These paintings afterwards, not only can you give them away, but once you've taken a photo of it, you can sell them as postcards and produce an income maybe another way as well. We won't stick this on straight away. Now I've cut it out really rough because that's the way I want it. I'm sort of placing it roughly where I wanted it, so I've still got a bit of room underneath and so on, and I might even change the place of the rose. Best thing to do is to actually outline just with a pencil, doesn't matter. You will be painting a little bit on that anyway. Just outline it, just to give you some idea of where you're going to put it, so we can leave this without any paint. If we paint, we might get some paint on top of it, so we leave this to last. Okay, I've decided to make the background black, and probably the best thing to use is your gesso, and this is just basic black from Joe Sonia's. Just a simple brush. It doesn't matter what size it is, as long as you can apply it really well. Just give it a bit of a wet and just put it all around. It just dries very quickly as well, and it gives you a really good matte coverage. So that's what I like to use as my background, straight from the pot. And even at the top, this is really good because you can actually gesso around the edges on this one, before or after. Perfect colour match. There you go, so right around. And the rose, it doesn't matter if I cover a bit of it up at the moment. And you'll see that with using a black background too, it'll give you really good contrast of the rose, which is pretty. But like I said, any colour at the back, just prefer using gesso, that's just my thing. So we've got the line here of where we're going to put our paper, so we'll just go into it a little bit. There's no overlap. We could actually go right into it without a problem too, like, and just cover it over, but I prefer not to. You'll notice it's a little bit wet behind there, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. Oh no. probably actually use this to give me an edge on the shape of what I'm doing. Water. Okay, so I'm going to stick to a nice purple. So I'm just going to get the outlines done now. Everything's pretty dry now, so it's pretty good. I'm just going to start with the centre. So you've got a nice curly leaf here. And just going to do some outlines. Yes, I do use a fine brush for this. It's just the outline at the moment. We'll get into the deep colours in a sec. Beautiful petals and scrolls. So do a bit of white to enhance. Okay, I'm going to give the background a bit of a wishy-washy look. Now we're going to do this area here, and I'm just using a basic acrylic medium matte. It can be put straight onto it or onto a brush, whatever's easy to apply. So what we're going to do is actually stick the quote onto it, and then actually paint over the quote as well. And this dries matte, so it doesn't matter if you get it on paint. It doesn't matter at all. It will dry and see through. Completely clear. Just try to make sure it's pretty flat, so when you do put the paper on there, it won't wrinkle too much. So just get your piece of paper, and we're going to stick it roughly where we want it. And we will paint around it, so it's not a big deal. Okay, get your brush. Just paint on top. Try and put the bubbles in if you have it. bit more. It will straighten again once it dries, don't worry too much. Just make sure that it just stays there. Beautiful. Try and take out some of the wrinkles and everything. There we go. Let that dry. Now this will also give a protective coating on the writing. You can paint on it. Doesn't have to be just going to get a little bit of warmth in here. It's getting a little bit too cool for me. I'm going to use some iridescent copper and mix it with the acrylic medium, which is the matte one, just to thin it down a little bit. And I'm going to paint this all over it just to give it a bit of warmth. So when it dries, it'll be a bit cooler. So I don't mind covering my hand a little bit there. It's okay with me, just make it blend in. Like that. A bit more at the top, I think. This green is getting pretty dry. This is the good thing with using acrylics, because it dries pretty quickly if you don't thin it down or water it down, and you can virtually put anything on top straight away. Okay. Yep, and that's about it. Okay. There we go.